Hi, in today's video I'm going to show you how I created this card using some designer series paper and some cardstock, and the stamp set is the Fable Friends. Now the greetings on this are glad we're friends, Easter greetings, darling baby, happy spring, but I don't see any reason why you couldn't use any of these images just for other sentiments, you know, birthdays, just to say hello, just because, whatever. So I'm using the rabbit, and I've used on this particular card thank you, which came in the UK paper pumpkin, which I think is still available on my website if you want to buy that kit. But I'm going to show you how to make it in another colourway today, and I'm going to make the card open a slightly different way, and then stay till the end because I've got some others that I've made in other colours as well. Okay, so to save a little bit of time, I've already stamped the rabbit onto Whisper White regular cardstock, and I've used Memento Tuxedo black ink. I'm going to put the stamped image onto my ScanNCut mat and load it into the machine. I've also got a scrap of Highland Heather, and I'm going to put that on the mat as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is come into pattern, and I'm going to come into the basic shapes, and I'm going to scroll down to page 5, and I'm going to choose the oval. I'm going to come into the rotate icon and rotate it 90 degrees and say OK. Now, I already know the size of oval I need, so I'm going to untick the maintain aspect ratio, and on the height I'm going to take this down to 3.18, and on the width I'm going to take it down to 1.5. Because I've selected the maintain aspect ratio and made it purple, I can adjust these height and width independently. So it's 3.18 high and 1.50 wide. I'm going to say set, and I'm going to use the background scan and go. So now I can see the oval and I can see my little rabbit, and I'm just going to position this oval just over the top. I'm going to say OK, OK, and cut. Okay, that's finished, so I'm saying OK. Now I'm going to go back, and then in my settings on page 3, seam allowance I've got set to 1/4 inch. So I'm going to say OK. Then I'm going to come into the top left editing icon, the one that's got the square and the triangle. I'm going to come to the editing icon here on the right, and I'm going to come to the seam allowance, which is the first box, and I'm putting 1/4 inch seam allowance on that oval, and I'm going to say OK. Now I'm going to drag the oval onto my piece of Highland Heather. I'm going to say OK, OK, and cut. So that's finished cutting. I'm going to say OK and unload the mat. OK, I'm going to unload these from this mat. So now I'm just going to do some basic colouring. I've got Smoky Slate Light, Highland Heather Light, and Petal Pink Light. I'm just going to colour in the body in the light smoky slate. Just going to colour in the little hands. And this is just basic colouring. I'm not really doing any shading or anything like that. And the beauty of alcohol markers is you won't see any pen lines. It all blends in. I'm going to use the light petal pink just for the inside of the ears. And then I'm going to colour the little jacket in the light Highland Heather. I'm going to bring in some pearls, and I'm just going to put a couple of little pearls over where the buttons are. Just turn that over and give it a press. So that's how we're looking so far. So I'm just going to put some wet glue on the back of this, and I'm going to stick it on here. That's how it's looking now. Okay, so now I've got my card. So this is a piece of A4 UK card cut down the middle on the short side, scored in half and folded. I've got a piece of smoky slate, which is 5 3/4 by 1 inch, which I'm going to stick across the card. And it's not quite in the middle. But obviously you do it any way you want. I've got a piece of Highland Heather designer series paper, which is 4 1/8 by 2 inches. Again, just using some wet glue. Then I'm going to use some dimensionals on the back of here. And put that slightly offset. And then I've still got space to put a greeting here. And then I'm going to add some flowers that I've pre-cut with the ScanNCut already. So for this one, I'm going to use mini dimensionals, and I'm going to double them up on the end that's going to be on the card. And the other end I'm going to stick flat with wet glue. I'm going to stick it something like that, so I want some wet glue here. And then I've still got space to put a greeting here or here. So I'll bring in the other ones and show you all the other ones I've done. So that was my original that opened like so. This is the one I've just done. And then I did one in balmy blue and mint macaron. So I think you'll agree, a simple project but looks ever so lovely, and you could use this for any occasion. Doesn't have to be Easter, which is what, you know, or spring, which is what the greetings are within the set. I've got thank you on there. These could be happy birthday, they could be hugs, they could be anything. So I hope you like that video. Please give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you don't already do so. Make sure you've got the bell notification icon selected so that you'll always get notified when I upload a video, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.